his bowling attribute. I've given a slip for Sheel Ali Nadeem. Still remains there, hoping he'll be able to get hold of one.
It's a good start. Right on the team, tossing the ball up, slowing it up. Saw that the Nepal batsmen were quite comfortable sweeping from yesterday's game. And I think that's one area where the long on fielder up, and that's probably what contributed to one wicket as well. As we see another sweep being attempted.
I'm sure that they haven't got the deep mid-wicket with the fact Sheel is not going to bowl between the stumps for him to go with long levers, especially Anil Kumar having the ability to clear.
First signs of turn and bounce with that one. We saw this a lot yesterday in both the innings, testing for the batters.
What makes it more fun is the unpredictable bounce of the surface. Sheel Patel finishes off his first over, 11 done, 59 for 1.
Looks like we have another change from the Nepal, 59 for the loss of 1 wicket in 11 overs. From the pavilion end, the first ball is a wide.
Wide. Even it would have been a wide for the left-hander.
Just introduced into the attack. Left arm, medium pace bowler coming in from over the wicket to the right-hander. Once again,
that is actually a good line for a left-hander, not for a right-hander. Angle makes a lot of difference for the bowlers and the batters too. He may want to try coming around the wicket because 2 times his ball in the same direction. First stands, keeping his foot open just in case if he gets an opportunity. His body is open to swivel across and to get the result out of it. A game of nuances, rightly said yesterday, Venu. And from 2023 tour,
That's in the air. Probably will fall in no man's land. Not the best delivery to get a wicket. I would say luck favored Anil there. He just got a leading edge. He was trying to tuck the ball round on the leg side.
only time Anil played a loose shot, and guess what happened? It wasn't the fielder, it was in the barren land. First time in the innings I've seen Anil looked puzzled. Wasn't a ball for him, he could have left it, and the umpire would have called it as a wide. He just wanted to deflect it out of nowhere.
I think this is also early signs here, Abdul, of the pitch kind of holding up a bit. The ball not coming on to He's trying to kind of bring the ball into the batter from this angle, and that's the best possible way to get an LBW. As we see, yes. Line a bit. Right now, he's way too leg side-ish. He needs to get the ball somewhere around middle and off to look for that LBW mode of dismissal or to get through the bat pad. Once again, down the leg side, hard on the keeper as well to collect those. Wide again. Not a good start here by Jaspreet Singh. He needs to kind of find his rhythm quickly.
162, that was the highest score for Anil Kumar Shah when Canada was visiting Nepal. And they whitewashed Canada, calling them, inviting them to their home and showing some hospitality.
Once again, the ball holding up, and Anil was trying to tuck it around the leg side. Managed to kind of just get it.
That was the first ODI series against Nepal for Canada in 2023 February when they won 3-0. An immediate tour after gaining ODI status. Not the likable start for the Canada side, and they exactly knew with that defeat what is there in the store, that the nations are fully prepared. Now it's their chance.
That was nicely bowled, slightly fuller. Still feel the line could have been a little better, but at least he's getting there.
Partnership of 30 runs and 34 balls. Major contribution by Anil Kumar Shah, while Dev Kanal 15 runs to the contribution.
End of the over, 12 overs done, 67 for 1 wicket. Nepal.
The equilibrium of bowling has been a little expensive on one side, and the other side over that he bowled. 8 runs coming off his first over, and 12 in total for the innings. 67 for Nepal.
We see another change in bowling out here from the northern end. Interestingly, Sheel Patel just bowled 1 over. Could be possibly a change of ends for him. We don't know yet.
Sheel would have been a better option, in my opinion, again, from the north end. Having said, we've seen a couple of patches and surface being rub off. Sheel would have used those rough patches to his own good. But I'm surprised to see. But a good introduction in form of Salman Ghani, who managed to pick a couple of wickets yesterday. who got hold of Arjun Saud on his own bowling.
Good start here by Rana Salman. Right on the money.
180 odd runs scored yesterday by Nepal, and Canada lost 7 wickets in the pursuit. So they'll have to be mindful. Decided the top order batter Oliver Cox, who walked in.
Driven down the ground. Nicely fielded mid-off.
What do you think would be a good total? Especially Nepal might have felt that they are just 20, 30 runs short from our discussion yesterday, because it might have given them some pressure and not enough for the bowlers to hold on.
Yes, I think, like we discussed yesterday, Abdul, 180 would have been a fighting score for sure. Possibly a winning score too, given the conditions, given how the spinners were bowling. And it will be interesting to see when the spinners come out today and bowl in tandem, what will be the strategy by the batters? Will they look to play them out for singles and twos and take chances against the faster bowlers? Or will they look to kind of... But it's not easy to play it on this surface.
A very young side, high performance team. That is an excellent ball. Very young players, Ajay Veer Singh, Yuvraj. Cannot be a Sunday, but he might fall early today. Objective of this formation of the side is that.
And that's another wicket as we speak. Played it onto the stumps. The ball not really coming onto the bat. Attempting a cut shot, as we see on...
Playing that from far away across the stumps. He did not get aligning himself to the reach of the ball. And knowing what has happened is that the ball chopping onto his stump.
And I must say, Abdul, an interesting change which worked in favor of Canada. Rana coming in to bowl. He did the same thing yesterday. Got some wickets in the middle overs and he repaid the fate to his captain once again by picking up the wicket. As we head towards a short water break, we'll resume coverage in a couple of minutes. End of the 13th over and a successful one by Rana Salman Ghani. Bhim Sharkey is the new batter for Nepal, who walked in after the fall of the second wicket, Dev Khanel. And as predicted, Abdul, we see a change of ends for Sheel Patel, who's now coming on from the pavilion end.
I think the point was to replace Sahib. I apologize if I got his name wrong. The left-handed fast bowler,
Jasbir Singh.
Jasbir Singh.
Sheel Patel, that's an interesting delivery. Came in with the arm and left alone by Anil Kumar Shah. Nepal's batting now kind of rests on his shoulders, given that he's been there from the beginning.
Nicely bowled. He's got that ability to swing the arm way faster, try to fire his arm balls. Sheel has been very efficiently effective for the teams this played for with that change of pace.
Oh,
And
a beautiful delivery as we speak.
this is much more flighted, so the mix and match of his variations has really worked in his own favor. And he's definitely come through the ranks. Every time he tries to implement something new into his bowling.
Attempted sweep this time once again.
Inside edge comes as a savior.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it was a good call for LBW. Nicely bowled once again, keeping it really tight here, Sheel. Not giving anything away.
He's young, he's got potential. What I love about Sheel is that he's traveled around to get better on his bowling. He's been to India, he's been to Bermuda, he's been on different part of different places to the world. End of the over, 67 for 2.
Rana Salman Ghani, continuing from the northern end. If you're watching this feed live, this has been brought to you by the Six Creations in conjunction with Cricket Canada. And if you're around the King City area in Ontario, and if you would want to watch this match live as well, feel free to drop in and come and support the team. As we see Rana Salman Ghani charging in. Oh, that's a lovely stop at Gully. Canada fielded really well today. It's not given too many runs on the field. Majority of the runs have been coming through the extras, conceded through byes and wides. I think that's one area which they need to really tighten up. Bhim Sharkey. That's a lovely end to this over. Wonderfully bowled by Rana Ghani, who is producing these wicket-taking deliveries every over. I think there's one more ball left in the over as per the umpires. And they bring in an extra slip. Good call by the captain. And a wonderful channel from Rana to finish off the and we see Sheel Patel continuing from the pavilion end.
No runs so far given by Rana Salman Ghani. And I'm happy that I was proven wrong by Rana Salman Ghani's introduction. And Sheel Patel bowling from the pavilion side. We've seen him bowl those rippers drifting off the surface. Talking about his love to attain better approach towards cricket, tuning in his skill set. Sheel has never fallen short of going to different part of his constant learning has been his friend, and you can surely see that why he is a part of high performance side.
Team Sharky would be facing Sheel Patel now.
Had the pleasure of having a conversation with Sheel, and always tries to say that the more I try is to control my action and just making those distinction between the change of pace. That has really helped him in the club games I've seen Sheel bowl.
Nicely tossed up once again.
Slightly different action from the spinner. If you can say that he bowls a wide arm action than a high arm action that gives the ball a drift from the offside. See that how it angles in from the wide arm that allows the ball to come in with the angle with with the help of some assistance on the surface.
Tight line once again. And I think with that wide arm, Abdul, that's when the arm ball also becomes really effective. And if we can turn one away and bring one in, it's always confusing for the batters as well. And that's what kind of creates that doubt in the batter's mind. As we see another beauty out here by Sheel. This one did not turn much, but had a lot of bounce on offer and kind of went straight through.
It was Ali Nadeem and his hilarious appeal from the first slip. Without that to be out with his small squat position, both his arms going high.
We were just speaking about the arm ball, and that's what he rolled up this time around. Hitting the bat. Officiating today along with umpire Brij Kumar, who's now at the northern end with Rana Salman Ghani coming up to bowl to Anil Kumar.
Always tries to dress himself, coming up for the job, has always been disciplined to the work. A lot of experience that he brings.
Absolutely, yeah. I've had the pleasure of interacting with him. Been on a few commentary assignments earlier where he was officiating, and also had the pleasure of playing when he was officiating. So, yeah, I can definitely agree with your assessment. He's spot on. likes to keep things very professional and always well prepared. As we see another drive played through the offside, half stop in the covers. Good fielding out here by Canada once again. With Bridge, what you see is what you get. He's always straightforward. If you ask him something, you'll get the right answer. And he doesn't like to kind of talk in circles. He'll just give you what you want.
Ever got into feud with Bridge Kumar?
I wouldn't want to. I think one aspect of him and his umpiring is the way he controls the game. And that's exactly what you want to see an official do. Have control over the game when it comes to calming down players who are over enthusiastic or who are appealing excessively, and trying to give them a narrative that, you know, he's there, he's in charge, he's in control.
Excessive appeal reminds you of anyone?
Well, there's a lot.
Mohammad
lot of
Rizwan,
players
just to name one. He's beaten him. He's beaten him nicely there.
If you're a 90s cricket watcher, Abdul, I'm sure you will remember a lot of those close India-Pakistan games where you would have seen the likes of Kiran More, Rashid Latif, Moin Khan, all of these guys going bonkers when it came to appealing. They used to go up for everything, and especially if you're a keeper.
Having umpire Steve Buckner would have been a...
Let's cut away, and that would be a boundary.
That's been crunched into the boundary there by Bhim Sharkey. Look at him, who remains intact and waits for the ball, cuts late deliberately, wanting to cut in the direction of the third man. Despite a hard dive from the fielder, he's still...
Yes, good shot. But as a bowler, I just feel I wouldn't be discouraged with that. We saw a wicket falling in a similar fashion while Irfan was bowling from this end. And this wasn't too far away from gully either. As we see another cut shot being attempted. So that's the end of the over as well. 73 for 2 Nepal from 17 overs. And it was about this time yesterday, Abdul, while the game... And given that there's still some turn and bounce on offer on this track as well.
Much more controlled approach from Nepal here. Who are... the projected score at this current run rate looks like they'll be reaching 215 for sure if the wicket mark, at least if everything's going in their way as designed.
Nicely bowled once again. He's keeping the batsman guessing.
Not much change of line and length, if you can see Sheel Patel when he bowls, but there's variation in his bowling. Introduces.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. As you were speaking, Abdul, bang on target.
Sheel Patel does not misses his mark much. It's rare for him to do it. His line, his length remains constant. It's just his variation that gives him the advantage over the batter. And the batter was trying to be a little smart, but Sheel Patel having the laugh.
I would say slightly loose shot given the context of the game and also what happened yesterday during this phase. We were just talking about it in terms of how the middle overs are crucial with spinners being effective on this wicket. I just felt that that was a loose shot and tried to play it against the line of the ball, tried to find the gap on the offside but could not make connection. Nepal need to make an effort today to play out the entire 50 overs and not get bowled out in this middle phase by giving out too many wickets to spin.
It was despicable effort from Nepal yesterday, even for the fans, not me, having the potential, having that firepower in the unit. The batters who are able to do has definitely downtrodden me. The effort they've put in yesterday. Shield remaining patient pays him off the dividends.
Mohammad Arif Sheikh, the new batter, drives it nicely down the ground to get off the mark. Good bowling out here by Sheel Patel, enticing the batters to come forward and drive the ball. And he has a slip waiting. He also has a short extra cover.
We are heading back in time again, Venu, for yesterday.
It looks like we were just speaking about this before this over in terms of how the game changed in these middle overs after the 15-over mark. And that's where we are seeing the game kind of change directions. And Nepal losing another wicket in this phase. Does this open the floodgates once again? We'll wait and watch. It's not easy as a new batter to come in and score runs. Nicely bowled. He's bowling to his field. You can see that he set the trap. And after 18 overs. Rana Salman Ghani.
See this different approach from top order of Nepal and then the middle order being introduced. Somewhere it looks like they are strangled, they are handcuffed, and the bowlers get very comfortable using their ploy against the batter because the openers are very different. Arjun Saud and Anil Kumar, they express what they want to do, they go according to the plan, they are very clear in their approach. But with the middle order, we've seen that hesitant approach yesterday and even today. The fall of wicket, the very first one was on 37 and 60 odd runs, second wicket, and the third wicket, it did not take long. It's just 10 runs difference. And you can see that if they're having that reluctant approach, they'll definitely not be able to express their shots what they have. They need to come out. They need to be on the top of the game here, Nepal.
Yes, I think kind of agree there with you, Abdul. I think the problem here is the inability to rotate strike in the middle overs. And that is causing a huge issue because it means that a bowler gets to bowl 5 or 6 balls at one batter. And that's kind of helping them set up the batter. And they're not able to kind of rotate strike or keep the scoreboard moving as well.
They've been there. They've done that. And Arif Sheikh's ability for him to take any bowler across his stumps is absolutely stupendous because he connects the ball really well. He just needs to find that rhythm. And Bhim Sharkey, we've seen that cut, which was played deliberately despite having the fielder in the third man region. That shows this team has enough power and is capable enough. They just need to go out there and express themselves freely without any performance pressure.
Nicely driven to mid-off. Yes, I think from what we have seen from yesterday's game is that it's not easy in the middle overs for the new batter to come in and directly start scoring runs. I think they need to kind of forge a partnership together. They need to spend some time in the middle to understand the pace of the wicket. As we saw yesterday as well, there was a lot of spin and bounce on offer. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. Excellent ball to end the over. 77 for 3, Nepal. At the end of 19 overs. good score after what we saw yesterday.
For me, anything about 200, 220 should be giving a tough fight to Canada emerging, the high-performance squad. The emerging players were definitely trying to make a mark on the selectors. The impression is that in a high-scoring game, having a strong opponent too gives the selectors an opportunity to explore a bit more, to see the strengths, how capable a player is. It was an easy walk yesterday, till Nepal in the end decided to make a little bit tricky for Canada high performance squad. But anything about 200 should give the Nepal side that mental relief too.
Nicely bowled, nicely played off the back foot this time. Yes, I think I'm estimating somewhere around the 180 mark. That could be a fighting total, as we saw yesterday. I think even today we see a lot of assistance in the pitch, especially for spinners, as we see this one being lock swept on the onside. A full toss, a rare loose delivery here by Sheel Patel.
It has to go to the batter. It has to go to the batter, Venu. Look at him coming down. That reach of him, knowing where to play, where the field placement was, hitting that in the gap. This is what I've been talking about Asif Sheikh. Hey, his ability to take on, swivel across, that's a benefit and an advantage. That's his core strength. He can play it. He can play the spin to his benefit, because back in Nepal, the pitches also favor the spin. So this side is much more profound playing spin.
This time through the offside. Looking for two, and just a bit of hesitation. I think it was the right call in the end to not go for the second. Slight misfield in the outfield, which prompted them to think about the second run. But now I think they decided against it, which was the right call in the end. That's beautifully bowled once again, taking the outside edge. Not carrying to the slip fielder, but definitely a moral victory for the bowler as we come towards the end of the 20th over. 83 for the loss of 3 wickets, Nepal. First over in operation, Rana Salman Ghani. Linked to Bhim Sharkey. Played back. When a second spinner is introduced by the high performance squad from Canada on this track. Even yesterday, when we played on the track alongside it, there was a lot of puff of dust coming out, a lot of cracks. Probably could have been called a wide, but umpire Brij Kumar decided against it. These are beautiful conditions out here for cricket today. I think the sun is out. It's not too cold at the moment. It might become a little cooler as we go into the afternoon session. Oh, that's the beauty once again. I think every now and then Rana Salman Ghani produces one of these jaffers. Drawing the batsman forward. As we see on the replay, just leaving the bat at the last moment. I think with that angle, with that action, Abdul, you would always think that the ball might be coming in. His action seems to suggest that, but you know, he has that delivery which kind of cuts away from the right-hander.
He's clipped off his bat here. We'll wait for the final call from the umpire there. Brushes off. Felt like two voices, but can be his thigh pad. And then later on, the umpire decides to give it as a leg by. and they collect a boundary off his hips.
Yeah, slightly poor delivery from Rana this time around. Pulling it down the legs, an easy picking. Even if it did not hit the pad, he would have probably clipped it.
Nice there. He finds the gap between the slip cauldron, but third man being in place will give them only one. Partnership of 15 runs. Venu, what do you make out of this?
I think they need to kind of take it 20 runs at a time. We should look at building it, from 15 to 30, 30 to 45, and look at maybe a 70 or 80 run partnership for Nepal to kind of get a formidable score out here. Flipped on the onside, a direct hit, but the batter made it on time. Good fielding out here by Canada. I think they have been really good in the field.
Good efforts in the field side, for sure, but the running has to be in a similar fashion where you try to put some pressure. That's how you are going to make singles and a good score. End of the over, 21 done, 89 for 3.
Sheel Patel continuing from the pavilion end. 1 for 11 so far. Nicely bowled once again. He has a predominantly onside field. He has a long on, a deep mid wicket.
A spin that I'd like, the field that I'd like to see for the spin. Having a long off and long on. With a square leg, leaving that deep mid wicket. Why do you think, Venu, a deep mid wicket side is vacant?
That's enticing the batter to swing across the line. He tried that and almost carried to the man behind square inside the ring. And I think that's a good ploy to get the batter to play that slog sweep once again. And we saw what happened yesterday when I think it was one of the left-arm spinners bowling for Canada from the other end, and they had taken mid-on up and enticed the batter to go over the mid-on fielder and ended up pulling out. So I think that's probably a good ploy to have. See a more spread out field today, though.
That is because Sheel is giving enough flight on the ball, and there are more chances that the batter can play an aerial stroke. And exactly because Sheel's bowling from the offside, and that helps not only the batter but also the bowler that's going to be chased and being cut out while they skitter back for 2 runs at least.
This is good batting out here at the moment by the Nepal batsmen. They're trying to find the gaps, looking for those ones and twos, something which we did not see enough yesterday. And that's one reason why they got stuck out in the middle overs. Mohammad Arif Sheikh and Bhim Sharkey are doing a decent job so far.
Good stop by Sheel Patel.
End of another over, 22 gone, 93 for 3.
Test carver does the least cutting. So for them to wait, how much would Nepal team will have to wait? Because if they're remaining patient, they'll starve. They'll get no runs. For me, it's just that rotating it on the merit, because you see that the spinners, especially Shahid Ahmed Zai, who displayed his bowling masterclass yesterday, picked 5 wickets, is not going to be an easy task to score against him. To remind it, Sukhjinder, Ashil Patel, and 3 spinners were very effective.
Agree, Abdul. I think what is also playing on their mind right now is what happened yesterday. And they would not want to be in a position where they don't play out their stipulated 50 overs. And that was a crime, to be honest, getting bowled out in 38 odd overs. And they would want to utilize as much time as possible in the middle to get that score of about 180 to 200, which we feel is a fighting score on this track.
But intent, a shot with intent is much better than a shot with no intent. That would at least give the coaching's panel more clarity where a specific player needs to be worked on, because especially you're going into the league qualifier second round against USA and Scotland. The sides have been dominating. It's not going to be easy going on US turf and playing against US. However, half of the innings is completed with 25 overs, 96 done for 3 wickets.
Sukhjinder from the pavilion once again, turn and bounce on offer, as we have seen often with his height.
It will be a circuitous route for the Nepal team. Ahmed Shahid Zai. It's not going to be an easy task. Being told that.
Once again, attempting the sweep shot, the ball getting stuck in his helmet, which is something we don't see quite often. And that also tells you a thing or two about the bounce that Sukhjinder generates.
I thought the keeper might appeal that. The same way Vridhaman Saha appealed for Steve Smith back in India on the test match.
That was one of the most hilarious things I had ever watched, Abdul. The ball getting stuck after getting an inside edge in between his pads. And Saha trying to go and collect the ball. Obviously, it was dead.
Not only that, he pulled him down too.
One of the comical scenes from a cricket field.
However, we'll have a little concussion test according to the umpire. Just because it's hit his grill. And while we do this formality, they'll also take some drinks. We'll be back in a jiffy.
We're back live once again. Sukhjinder bowling to Beam Sharkey. Nepal being a little extra cautious today after what happened yesterday in the middle overs.
The more you fear, the higher the chances are for it to happen. I'd say that go cash and all and see what happens. But that doesn't mean that you have a reckless approach. Calculated, identify who are you going to go against.
That's beautifully bowled once again as we speak. Sukhjinder has been right on the money. Took the outside edge, went past first slip. Couple of runs to the batters, but moral victory to the bowler once again.
26 done, 98 for 3.
As we see Ahmed Chai continuing from the other end. Nepal 99 for the loss of 3 wickets.
The batters of Nepal haven't been able to read Shahid Ahmedzai really well. They've been on the back foot. The good thing is at least they're trying to play him according to the line of the ball. They're not cemented. They're not there standing as a statue. 100 comes up for Nepal in 27th over. Bhim Sharkey. What makes me question about the approach is 45 balls being faced by Bhim Sharkey and 14 runs being scored.
Yes, I just feel he needs to get a move on. And when I say move on, it's not necessarily trying to go bonkers and trying to hit 4s and 6s, but at least get some singles and 2s going, rotate strike.
That's
Cuts
cut
it
away.
through the offside.
He's cut that away nicely and a firm cut. Shot of authority after a real long time in the innings. And that's by Mohammad Arif Sheikh, who collects his second boundary. And the partnership comes on to 31 runs of 56 balls. Arif Sheikh trying to turn the rudder of the sailing ship of Nepal. It is zany because it is not only so it is just not you who are keeping yourself away, but also it is affecting on the other players. Sukhjinder back in attack.
Yes, I agree there, Abdul. I think that's what partnership batting is all about. You need to kind of look to rotate strike, get your other partner involved. Nicely bowled once again. A rare misfield by Canada, giving away a single. I think looking at Sukhjinder today, Abdul, I just feel that he has been a little quicker through the air in comparison to yesterday. He's just trying to bowl it slightly more flatter.
And it has worked out in his favor even today. That speaks a lot about the approach and the plan that you take it to the game. It's about planning and execution. Just because there's some assistance, he might have felt that speaking with the coach that he may need to try something different.
Oh, that's in the air, just short of Sukhjinder. That's a good attempt there.
Having the conversation being said, Venu, that the ball might grip in the surface and come late onto the bat. Look at this. That's why he's trying more flatter and quicker through the air. That when it's stuck, the batter is confused.
Yes, the ball is definitely holding up today a lot more than what we even saw yesterday. That's nicely played on the onside for a single. So some partnership in motion right now for Nepal. We're just looking to build this innings and get to a respectable total or a fighting total. Nicely bowled once again. End of the over.
28.
Nepal 106 for 3 after 28 overs. Shahid Ahmed Zai, stifled appeal for LBW. Definitely going down the leg side. Shahid Ahmed Zai was one of the heroes from yesterday's game. Took a fifer. He bowled from the other end yesterday. Definitely bowled a beautiful line. Used the conditions to his advantage, as we see once again him running in. And another slight misfield, this time no run taken.
That's Mihir Patel, who's been brought on to the field. Rare to see Mihir miss on one. A dynamic batter and an electrifying fielder on the field, Mihir Patel.
As we see another beauty there by Shahid Ahmed Zai. Flight, turn, bounce, and dip all together combined. Once again, keeping the batter in check. I think the plan out here, Abdul, might be for these two batters that play till the 35th over. See how it goes from there. As you see, attempted sweep shot and brilliant fielding there at short fine.
Team. 35 overs, I think the game might slip away, Venu. I say that because in the context of the game, looks like there's some excitement there. The keeper, Nicholas Manohar, did a fine job with his glove work. This will give us a better view from a different angle. There was definitely there. Oh, very, very close. Very, very close there.
Yeah, I think the foot was just about inside the line, I would say. But yeah, definitely a close shout. Good keeping out there.
The replay will definitely create some stir on the live chats and the streaming. Thanks to camera controversies. End of 29, 108 for 3.
Sachinder coming from the pavilion end. Cut away. And nicely fielded at backward point.
Shorter, quicker, flatter from Sukhjinder with an economy of 1.89. Bowling is fourth over. That stop edge should be a dolly catch for the fielder who's at fine leg. One more going down. That's Bhim Sharkey for a long 53-ball struggle. He finally goes out for one, finding the fielder. A disappointment for Nepal, and Bhim Sharkey continues.
Yes, this was completely against the run of play. Sharkey, definitely, yes, he was struggling. But a shot which is definitely not needed at this stage, given that there was a fielder placed exactly for the same reason. And it's not easy to sweep someone like a Sukhjinder Singh who is bowling flat. And there is bounce and turn in the wicket. We're looking at another potential collapse out here, given what we saw yesterday. 108 for 4 Nepal from 29.2 overs. The new batsman, Deependra Singh Airi. Sukhjinder getting his first wicket. 1 for 6, miserly.
This
today.
is the elephant in the room. They needed him, and they've called him. They've called out the best batter in the side, Dipendra Singh Aire, out in the middle.
Sukhjinder once again from the pavilion end. Nicely bowled. Slipping down the leg side and too high as well.
This will get interesting, having Dipendra Singh Aire. Now the Canadian high performance side will be pumped up.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Once again, you can see the amount of revs that the bowler is putting in. He's getting that sharp turn and bounce, and it's not easy for a new batter to come in and straight away face something like this.
Played that nicely along the swing of his own body. And good running by Dipendra to come back for the second one. They complete 2 to complete the over. 27 extra so far in 30 overs. And 110 for 4 wickets.
Yes, that's a cause of concern for Canada. 27 extras is way too many in a span of 30 overs. It's like bowling almost, 4 extra overs, which consists of so many wides as well as we speak.
Disappointed us all.
That's an incredible delivery, and we see another wicket going down.
That's Arif Sheikh. Even the best of the batters will not have any answers to that, because look at the quizzical look on his face. It was just little movement of the surface has done the damage. And excellent collect from the keeper, because the reflexes from Nicholas Manohar were on point. Not easy with that deflection. Shows a remarkable effort, the way he collected his handwork, taking the ball and his hand back. That reflects.
Yes, that was a brilliant take, Abdul, by the keeper. I think he was blinded by the batsman also when the line was straight, and the way he took the outside edge and the way he followed the ball with his hands was remarkable. It's not easy being a wicket keeper when it turns and bounces like that. Most of the time you're collecting balls closer to your chest, and I think that's a remarkable take.
The only bad thing from this ball was the keeper will be on the court side, and the record of the wicket goes for the bowler, not for the keeper. He also deserved some credit for that.
I agree. And that's why it's a team game. Everybody has to chip in. Everybody has to contribute. But yeah, definitely an amazing take there by the keeper. And what to say about the delivery? It was a beautiful ball. It was like, bang on target. Hardly anything that a batter could do about it than nick it.
It was yesterday that got hold of Yuvraj Samra, and today it was Asif Sheikh. Because those are the type of deliveries the batter may not have responses to.
You just got to give it to the bowler. You just got to put your hand up and say, wow, well bowled. I can't do much to that. So now we have two new batters on the crease, Kushal Burtel and Deepinder Singh Airi.
That's close, that's close, that's dead plumb, and Kushal Burtel will go down. Another casualty with the man down there for Ahmed Shahid Zai, who gets on the hang of picking wickets. He's on the roll here, Ahmed Shahid Zai. And Canada high performance team are ecstatic.
Not the smartest of shots to play when you just come on to bat, playing across the line of the ball and also getting trapped plumb in front. Something that Nepal would have to work upon, especially in the middle overs. We saw them struggle yesterday, and this is what exactly what we were speaking, Abdul, some time ago, that it's not easy for a new batter to come in at this stage and start scoring runs right away. You got to understand the pace of the wicket. You got to get used to the pace and bounce and the turn as well, which is on offer. And right now, Nepal is kind of on the verge of committing the same mistake that they did yesterday. 110 for 6 in 30 overs. We saw this roll out the same way yesterday when in the middle overs, Canada and their spinners brought them back in the game and they completely demolished the middle order.
They are just fraying out of their own batting because they are well-polished side and it looks like the fabric of them is coming out. I say that because that wasn't necessary out of Kushal Burtel. Deepinder Singh Aire is there. Under his wing, he can play that. Yes, you can play those shots, but look at the ask of the situation, especially when the team high performance is clawing in, when they are making sure it becomes difficult for Nepal team to breathe there out on the surface. You just will have to negotiate that. Knock it around the park for ones and twos, and that's a reckless shot, I'd say.
Yes, exactly. And I think playing across the line anyways is always a difficult choice and an option. But in this situation, it's even more dangerous, where the ball is turning, bouncing, as well as doing all sorts of tricks. And to a bowler who had a fifer yesterday, who was completely charged up, pumped up. And we have a left-hander out here in Gulchan Kumar Jha, who has joined in. This would be interesting to see, a left-arm spinner against a left-hander.
Still got a slip there for Ali Nadeem. For sure, his confidence for Shahid Ahmed Zai's confidence will be on the summit because a fifer and then 2 wickets. Today's game, that should surely help him as well as his team, because these contributions are going to play a pivotal role for the construction of team victory.
Once again, an amazing delivery to finish the over. 111, Nelson. As we resume play, 32nd over in operation. Nepal at 111 for 6. Sukhjinder Singh bowling over the wicket now to the new batter, the left-hander. Score reminds me of the late David Shepherd, who was a terrific umpire and who used to do that hop when it used to be 1-1-1 or 2-2-2. A superstition which he carried along on the cricket field.
Do you think most of the players still carry that, having the same socks, raising their collars, or different type of mantras?
Well, I would be lying if I say no. Being a cricketer myself, I do a lot of things which kind of, are repetitive before a game or during the game. There are certain things which you want to keep in mind. And you probably believe that since I did that, that's why this outcome happened. So all sports people generally are superstitious. That's my take. At least if not all, it is 90% of it.
What do you do? Because just you mentioned that you do a couple of repetitive things. Just walk us through that. What would your take be?
Well, multiple things. It comes from obviously, small things like keeping your kit and your clothes ready the previous night in a particular manner. And, while going to back, maybe wearing my left pad first and the right pad next. Some of those things. And maybe constantly having one particular song or one particular phrase in mind while you're fielding or while you're batting to kind of keep you in check. Something that worked for you. I mean, these are some silly things which a lot of people do, but obviously different people do different things.
And what happens next if you are bowled out for a duck?
Look for a new song.
32 done, 112. Gulshan Kumar Jha against Shahid Ahmed Zai. They're hunting for a wicket here. That's been cut away nicely. Fielder at point. Brings forward with a good forward defense from Gulshan Kumar Jha. This is the second match out of the third, which are being played, which is going to be played next Tuesday. First one yesterday was lost by Nepal. They were on the edge of their seat because just a couple of runs short. 20-30 runs we expected that Nepal might be short yesterday.
I love the contrast out here, Abdul, for both these left-arm spinners. On this end, we see, MHI kind of MHI giving the ball a lot of air, bowling it slow through the air, and whereas on the other end, we see Sukhjinder rushing through and trying to kind of keep it flatter. So there's a lot of contrast and a lot of variations on both ends, and we are seeing two different approaches by these two left-arm spinners.
That is because look at Sukhjinder's height. He'll for sure be able to attain the bounce. That's going to play an X factor. Turn and bounce is not going to be easy for any batter. That's why Sukhjinder is trying to keep it flatter, quicker and faster. And that ends the over. Might bring on Sukhjinder for another spell. With 33 done, 112 for 6. Will be drinks break and we'll take a pause and we'll be back after the hiatus.
Welcome back to our viewers after a short drinks break. We have Sukhjinder Singh continuing from the pavilion end. Short delivery to start off with. Cut away to deep point. Nepal 113 for the loss of 6 wickets. Sukhjinder and Ahmed Zai, both left-arm spinners in operation. As we have seen, these are spin-friendly conditions. Turn and bounce on offer. Gulshan Kumar Jha and Deependra Singh Airi.
One more change in the field. We got Angad Singh Bhatia in the introduction. Before the drinks break, it was Mihir Patel. It is Angad Bhatia now. Much more young squad. They are trying to give chances to the blooming cricketers who can be the future of Cricket Canada. Sukhjinder against Gulshan Kumar and Deependra Singh Aire. The best thing to knock Aire is to keep him off the strike. He was a part of Vancouver Knights this season for GT20.
Once again, some turn and bounce. Nicely played on the onside. These pictures are being brought to you live from the Maple Leaf Cricket Ground in King City. Oh, that's beautifully bowled once again. Going on straight with the arm.
It's getting cold, Venu, isn't it?
It is. Yep.
Can't contain myself from telling that. Afternoon 12. That's driven nicely into the covers.
The temperature is about 17 degrees at the moment. But there's a slight breeze blowing across the ground, which is kind of keeping the commentators.
I don't know if it's the shade which is keeping us cool or is it the breeze, because it's not that bad and the breath of air isn't that bad, but 17 degrees should be a beautiful day out where everyone enjoys. But I see a couple of spectators in their warm winter jackets, especially Brij Kumar, the umpire as well. Look at him in his jacket.
I told you about Bridge. He's always prepared. There we see him on screen.
He always has have this stopwatch on him. I asked him once that I really love your watch. He said that he bought it from Bermuda. It's got a very contemporary taste. Down the track, evades Ahmed Zai. Reminds me of Billy Bowden. At times, Billy used to go wild about the players, and Brij Kumar as well at times can throw a little tantrum to the player if they're not on point discipline. He's a fun-loving guy.
Oh, he's a lovely umpire. Short and wide, cut away, but straight to the fielder. You need such characters on the field, right? To kind of keep you on your toes and also keep you entertained.
Because at times I think the players lose the track of time. And time is something that is essential for everyone, especially when the spectators come to enjoy the game. They like it more fast-paced, having it upbeat. Because most of us like the entertainment, and the players who've played cricket or they've lived in the game, they understand every passage of play.
Oh, that's a wild swing here.
Was not only missed by the keeper, but also from the slip cauldron Ali Nadeem.
Look at that turn and bounce. Missed everyone. Beautiful bowling out here by Ahmed Zai.
Bringing back into the right hand, it was Deependra Singh Aire. Should have been taken. This is one wicket that won.
The over, 35 gone. Nepal 117 for the loss of 6 wickets.
About 200.
I
Is
think
what
you're
we
being
were
a little too
thinking.
optimistic there, Abdul. I just feel that I still kind of hold my horses and say 160 to 180 might be
Because
competitive
especially
score.
that optimism came, the ray of optimism comes from the performance what Nepal in the past has displayed, especially having this side with this power, they surely can do it.
Yeah, but the conditions are kind of telling us something else. As we see a really good piece of running out here by Nepal. They converted that into 2, and I think this is exactly what they need to do. Find the gaps in the field. There's a lot of gaps around, and get these 2s going because they're not able to find the boundary. I don't think we have seen a boundary for a long, long time now. I just think that they need to find these singles and 2s to keep the scoreboard ticking.
And that push should certainly be coming from Dipendra Aire's end.
Oh, that's taken as well.
And that's a soft dismissal. Ali Nadeem does not misses onto that one. A good catch by Ali Nadeem. And the first slip. For a minute, I thought that he might not be holding on to that one. Look at that. He clinches on, rolling down on the floor, and a wicket there. Dipendra Singh Aire desolated one more time on the non-striker's end.
Yes, I think that was a good ball as well. It kind of held its line. He was playing for the turn, took the outside edge, and the slip was there precisely for the same reason. This is good bowling out here by Canada and good thinking to keep that slip on, even for the left-arm spinner with the ball coming in. And right now, Nepal in dire straits once again. We don't want to see a situation as a Nepal fan where they get bowled out once again before playing out 50 overs.
I'm sure Nepal fans or the Canada cricket fans have definitely got a few ideas. And that would be to our viewers who are watching us live. What would the total be for Nepal cricket to be able to defend in the second innings? And for Canada cricket, throw in your comments and see what is the expectation that you have. You want the Nepal to be wrapped up on.
I think one thing for sure, which I would like to see today, is the introduction of spin a little earlier when Nepal come on to bowl. I think that is what caused a big uproar in Canada's batting. Tompal Kami, the opening bowler for Nepal, is the new batter in.
Aire tries. Aire will definitely have to give some enjoyment and entertainment to our viewers because I'm sure they are definitely watching and spending their time on the screens, expecting Aire to perform and go after one of the bowlers at least. Because there's nothing to lose at all here for Nepal. And mind you, Venu, because it's just not the Nepal cricket fans who are watching from USA or Canada, it's also from Nepal. They might be staying up late. And to watch this at times might be really heart-shattering.
It is, as we see another over being bowled, 36 gone, 121 for 7. I just feel that, yes, Nepal have the most passionate fans right now going around. I think they are blessed to have their support. They are amazing fans, which we saw also in the T20 World Cup, which was just concluded. And I believe you also mentioned about some of their fan following in the recent series and even during the GT20 when some of their players are playing there as well, right? So I think it's amazing to have such support from a fan base which is so.
Forget about them. India, Australia, New Zealand, England. That's a topic of discussion for some other time. But the growing nations, what takes you by astonishment is that the fan base of Nepal, because the support they give every game they come to watch, it is absolutely going out of the roof. And it has to be for the fan base, at least Nepal playing 50 over cricket.
Correct. I think it's always nice to have people following you, rooting for you.
Tries to sweep. Ali Nadeem will be in pursuit of that one. Let's see if he'll be able to cut that one off. Cries of catches. There was a little trip from Aire. And he makes it fast for the third one. And fresh legs, he should definitely look to utilize that. Both the batters having unused legs. They can try finding the gap. And Dipendra Singh Aire being the batter who's gifted with immense power. Presses forward in defense.
Last ball of the 37th over. Ahmed Zai tosses it up nicely, and that's the end of the over. Nepal 127 for the loss of 7 wickets. In yesterday's game, they got bowled out literally in the next couple of overs. And I think from that perspective, I think some lessons learned. Yes, they're trying to take it deep today and trying to see if they can get that score of about 180 or 200. What do you think? Is it still a decent score on this track?
I'd still say having Dipendra Singh Aire and his ability of hitting 150, 160, they should be still looking out for. And I'd be too ambitious if I'm saying the 200, 220 is still on board. But you know that cricket's a game of mystery and a surprise can be revealed at any point of time. So 160 at least should give Nepal a good hope. And yesterday we saw that the game was hanging.
As we see Sukhjinder continue from the pavilion end once again. Tucked around the corner. Looking for the second run. It is in there.
Now, the fall of wickets has been one of the major concerns for me because first wicket is pretty rock solid. There's no confusion, no disarray, no changes there. And the first wicket performs the way coaches and the strategizing team wants them to perform. It's about the second wicket. The first wicket comes in, hangs in there. The very first wicket fell in after 50, 60 odd runs. The second wicket was on 70. And if you see the gap, the time, the amount of time the batters have spent there, especially with Bhim Sharkey, after facing 50 balls, 45 odd balls with no double digit score, I'm surprised there. I might be quoting a little too much with double digit, but it has to be the amount of deliveries you face because if you face that, it comes with an onus on you.
Yes, I believe the Nepal middle order has been found wanting on both occasions, yesterday and today. And I just feel that they need to pick up more responsibility and convert those good starts that their openers give into decent scores.
Look at that. 16 runs of 54 balls. And how many have come out of boundary? One which he deliberately played. It'll be a cat and mouse game for Dipender Singh Aire against Nishant Bhargava. We'll see his introduction for the very first time in the second day of second match. Yesterday, we did not see him bowl. First time taking ball in hand against Dipender Singh Aire, who's managed to push it in the gap.
Gentle medium pace bowling. Start off.
And it isn't that Nepal was compelled to play the way they are playing. They did get some opportunities. Yes, the bowling was tight, but there was no much intent from the batting side too. You'll have to make your shots someday. The bowlers are not going to lose the line, not going to lose the length. But as a batter, the job of the bowler is to come, pick the wicket for the team and deliver them. But the batter has to give a team good standing total. And there's a reason why you're standing on the wicket. Because it's going to be difficult, but you have a purpose there. Excellent bowling from Nishant Bhargava.
$129 for 7. We are looking at the middle of the 39th over. Nepal would want to get as many runs as possible in these last 10 to 12 overs. Once again, a wide.
Good work from Nicholas Manohar.
It's been a while since we've seen a wide, Abdul. There were a lot of extras in the first few overs, and now this one after a long, long time.
Now, with the fact Kushal Mala might come in late, it's Kushal Burdel who got cheaply out by the leg before. But I think it's Rohit Paudel who misses out. Sandeep Lamichhane, who's the substitute bowler. But with
I'm looking forward to seeing that for sure.
But Paudel being the substitute, and if they have some players who are reserved on bench, if they are the regular playing 11 for Nepal, then the game does not make any sense if they play with the regular 11.
So I'm trying to drive it on the offside. Could not pierce the gap.
Because if the regular 11 gets the chance in a game like this, where it is a practice session between the emerging team versus the Nepal cricket team, you are not going to explore, you will not be able to determine what your 11 would look like, the strongest 11.
I agree. That's the whole point of having these games, right? To kind of test your bench strength. As we see the end of another over, 131 for 7, Nepal. Looking at 39 overs, the last 11 overs to go. Would be interesting to see when do they push the pedal and push the accelerator. Even if they get a runner ball, I just feel that might be a decent enough score, given the surface and given what happened yesterday.
I would say that would be selling Nepal cheaply, because having the ability, having the skill of Dipender Singh Aire. I'll tell you why they sent Dipender Singh Aire, especially because he might not have been included in the plan of play today. The only reason he comes on to bat today is that with the paltry total which is set up by Nepal. Because
they definitely need some runs on board for their bowlers to kind of defend as well as try out a few things in their bowling.
And who would the team look up to then? If the rest hasn't scored the run, then should be your reliable person.
So Chinder once again keeping it really tight out here. He has been exceptional, 2 for 17 so far. Canada's left-arm spinners have really done an amazing job in these middle overs.
A chuffed camp for emerging players team. The high-performance side would be very happy, given the performance of the players out in the middle. That's nicely driven. He's found the gap there. It'll be a chase there. Absolute phenomenal from Sompal Kami there. He's timed it to perfection.
That's probably the first boundary in almost 20-odd overs that we've seen. beautifully driven through the covers, in the gap, rolling down towards the deep extra cover region. Lovely timing and lovely placement as well. And that kind of prompts a change in the field, mid-off being pushed to long off. Nicely played once again. So some sense of urgency showed in this over by Nepal.
They'll have to usher the ball in the gaps just because look at the field being open, and if Sukhjinder is bowling in the area, then what is batter doing then? Has played that nicely in the gap there. Dipendra Singh Aire finally with this one boundary welcomes another one. There's real intent from Dipendra Singh Aire. Will make Nepal fans happy, rocking back on the back foot, playing between the deep mid-wicket region and square leg.
Yes, a rare short delivery or a bad delivery here by Sukhjinder. Nicely bowled once again, but yeah, this was a rarity to see. He has been bang on target throughout the spell, and this time kind of tried to bowl it a little shorter, but it just stood up and was easy for Dipender to rock back onto that back foot and pull it through mid-wicket boundary.
10 runs off the frugal overs being bowled.
The final power play signaled by umpire Brij Kumar. Would look to kind of take advantage of that.
Only 3 fielders inside the circle. They can have 6 outside now. Is it?
I believe they can have 4 outside and they need to have 5 inside the ring, from what I'm seeing at the moment. We'll just confirm that to you. That's pulled away towards deep square leg. There's a man in the deep.
Just like that, like I told, a maximum of 5 fielders which are allowed outside the 30-yard circle.
All right, so that means Canada have that extra man in the ring right now. They still have 4 outside. They have 5 inside. Or in fact, I beg your pardon, there's 5 outside. There's one third man as well, towards the right of our commentary box. So you need to have 4 fielders in the ring.
Excluding the wicketkeeper and the bowler. For anyone who's watching us for the first time. We've gone into this phase in the second game because Canada emerging team, the high performance side, managed to roll the Nepal team in the 39th over yesterday. I would still say that having Dipendra Singh Aire and Sompal Kami playing that beautiful cover drive, we can still see 180, 190 on board.
Yes, I agree. And I think that would be their first target, to get past that 170, 180 mark. And then look towards charging towards 200, which we both feel is potentially a winning target, given the conditions and given what we saw yesterday.
With the lack of experience from Nishant Bhargava, Dipendra Singh Aire should be able to target him a little.
And that's driven through the covers for another boundary. And we see a splurge of boundaries in the last 2 overs, which is heartening to see.
That's great from Dipendra Singh Aire. Yes, being talking about the lack of experience, too full, and he's not going to miss on an opportunity to score like that. Right under his eye, and a strong wrist will help him to collect 4 runs through the covers. Good overs for Nepal, being able to collect boundaries. 41 done, 148 for 7.
Slowly inching towards that 150 mark. The only challenge here is the 7 wickets that they have lost. But these 2 looking really good in the middle from what we have seen in the last 3 overs. So we have a change in bowling as well. Angad Singh Bhatia coming in from the pavilion end.
I'd say a gamble being played with Angad Singh Bhatia, who's bowling his first over, who can definitely bowl, but usually I've seen him much often bat. Was
An
proficient
off-spinner.
with his acumen.
Off-spinner against two right-handers. Definitely a gamble at this stage of the innings. Once again, driven through the offside, looking for two. They're coming back for the second and would make it easily in the end. This is great batting out here by Nepal, finding the gaps and making sure that they're maximizing each opportunity to score runs.
Angad Singh Bhatia, highest scorer for the Canadian College and University Tournament, 8th National, which was recently played a couple of weeks ago. Scored 241 runs with a strike rate of 170. 350s in the tournament, playing for TMU, Toronto Metropolitan University.
Some consistency that.
Likes to bat top of the order. Might be given a different role. Who bowled first over in the minor league cricket 2024 for USA, who plays against St. Louis Americans.
Good batting this by Nepal. We see a certain sense in, urgency.
It's very young. Talking about the coming cricketers, the names of Amir Patel, Yuvraj Samra, Angad Singh takes the stands with them. That's big. That's going for the massive first six of the overs. Finally coming after Angad Singh Bhatia, it is Dipendra Singh Aire who unleashes his power upon him.
Well, you mentioned about this being a gamble, and definitely Nepal capitalizing on that and making sure that they are trying to get as many runs as possible through these overs. And we certainly see a surge in the run rate in the last few overs or so. We have seen a splurge of boundaries suddenly.
Nothing short of talent, but experience. It'll come only with time because Dipendra Singh Aire, who's played international cricket as well. So he'd like to make a mark. He'd want to pressurize the bowlers who are inexperienced. So a risky move being called with Nishant Bhargava and Angad Singh Bhatia.
Called a wide by Brij Kumar.
Was a bit of early there for you, Venu. We were happy about the extras being controlled, and finally one leaked out.
Good batting this by both the Nepal batsmen in the middle. They're trying to look for the gaps and also look for the odd boundary every over.
I would
think
say
this
that
is something which was lacking yesterday, Abdul, which we could not see the sense of urgency that we are seeing right now. Yesterday was all about, audacious shots being played to deliveries which probably should not have.
Exactly reading my mind. And for Nepal to score, they need Dipendra Singh Aire more on strike.
And well supported out here by Sompal Kami as well, who has raced on to 17 of 20 deliveries. If you see in comparison with some of the others who played before him, who had eaten up a lot of deliveries and then also got out at a stage where they should have accelerated. Once again, a quick single on the offside. It's a great batting out here by Nepal.
Good sign for Nepal is that the scoreboard is moving with ones and twos coming with the extra ball. The projected score still is at 190, which is a hanging danger for the high performance team Canada. They should be well aware of the conditions. knowing how much Nepal's making. Once the wicket gets dry, they'll be in the spot to play Nepal's a dreadful spin.
And that would also be interesting to watch, Abdul, because I just felt that yesterday Nepal kind of missed a trick or two by introducing spin a little late in the game, given how they saw their batsmen crumble against spin in the first innings. I just felt that that probably was 2 or 3 overs too late.
Sompal Kami's been knocking the ball well around the corner, so a big shot expected. Somewhere near, he's put that in the gap and might have taken a second one, but Sompal Kami is slipping.
Yes, this looks ominous for Nepal right now. This partnership is developing into a really good one. Both are communicating well and running well between the wickets as well. Nicely bowled by Nishant this time around. And that's the end of the 43rd over. 163 for 7. Nepal looking good in the last 5 overs. So we still have Angad Singh Bhatia continuing from the pavilion end, and we actually saw another outside edge from Sompal Kami traveling towards the third man boundary. Angad is trying to bowl a little quicker out here, and I just feel that is kind of giving the batters their additional pace that they were missing from the spinners earlier. And we see another boundary being considered of the first ball. Good batting out here by Nepal.
I like
Nicely
the captaincy approach because they've still went with Angad Singh after that 6 being hit on him. But the rationale does not support right now in the phase of game. They would want to try Angad, but with one boundary, it'll be great to see him having that comeback.
I think the pace that he's bowling with, that is something which the Nepal batters are liking. I think he's kind of bowling it slightly quicker through the air, and that's giving them that extra edge and that extra pace to work the ball towards the boundary. As we see another cut shot being attempted, slight misfield that allows them to take a single once again.
Sompal Kami will have to look back at Dipendra Singh Aire because it's quick between the wickets, and the intensity he's put on for the very first run that exhibits that he's looking to convert ones into twos.
Defended this time around.
Much better from Angad Singh Bhatia. He's having a good comeback after being hit for a boundary for the first over. Takes a lot from a young cricketer. Coming against the experience is a play through the extra covers. Sweeper in place. Will only get one. He's managed to get hold of the over.
Another good over this for Nepal. 7 runs coming off it. And I think they would be happy to score more than a run a ball in these last few overs. Given how they're going.
I will say that the high performance team is undermining the ability of Nepal. They're letting their guard down here and allowing Nepal to score easily. Because at once we thought that reaching 160, 170, not being too ludicrous on the Nepal side. But 160, 170 at time looked very difficult for the side with the conditions given, with the wickets falling and the runs not coming. But I think the high performance team is letting their guard down here.
Yes, I think after the left arm spinners are done bowling, this has become slightly easier. Once again, played in the gap. This might be another 2. Good fielding in the deep. Covered a lot of ground there. Oliver Cox. Good batting out here by Nepal. They're always trying to look for the gaps and running really hard between the wickets as well.
That changed the whole intent of the game. And you see on your screen that with Singh's introduction, Dipendra Singh, with Sompal Kami, they are batting really great. Flicked across. There's a fielder coming in. Good running between the wickets. Excellent running by Sompal Kami.
This is amazing to watch. Both the players playing with such great intent, putting pressure on the fielders. They should not have been 2 from Canada's standpoint, but both the batters are up for it. When you run the first one hard, the second one always becomes that much easier, and that's what was displayed by both the batters.
I think Dipendra Singh Aire being in the middle order, that gives balance to Nepal, and the keeper, Nicholas Manohar, skips that one. A surprise ball from Nishant Bhargava. They'll have to take on, they'll have to go for that clobbering against Nishant Bhargava, because this might be the over where Sompal Kami and Dipendra Singh Aire would want to target. If Angat Singh Bhatia comes on to bowl, the next one will be the chance. Cries of catches is played in the deep there. A bounce to Oliver Cox. Was very close to 30-yard circle.
Yes, just a slight top edge there. He was lucky that it did not carry to either fielders who were trying to converge.
I might be countering you if I tell that was well controlled, but yes, definitely. There's something there. And Nishant Bhargava cuts that one off with a ball remaining.
Would you say a well-timed top edge?
That becomes an oxymoron. Who would like to time the ball with the top edge? The flashy drives comes there, and Dipendra Singh Aire not happy. There's a fielder there, and Oliver Cox does the rest, and a good job in the end to get hold of Aire. Look at that, it was hit with force. He had to cover the ground, and a good catch in the end.
Yeah, very good catch, given how the ball was kind of
Showing his displeasure.
as we see the scorecards. Sompal Kami holding still right now with 30 of 30 deliveries. I think he's the key at the moment for Nepal to reach that 200 figure. And we see another changing bowling from the pavilion end. Looks like it's going to be Irfan, the new ball bowler, back in action. Irfan Sadat back in the attack, starts off with a slower delivery.
This is his time to redeem with the danger gone of Dipendra Singh Aire.
Vijan Dakal, the new batter.
Was his first match yesterday, according to the stats.
Irfan Sadat coming in once again. Nicely played on the offside. Looking for two, would decide against it.
Better control now. Better release of Irfan Sadat. Has got some support from his playing club. See, the owner of the Brampton Raiders and his family has come to shower some support to Irfan Sadat. A great club. Always considering the players a part of the family. The owner, renownedly known as Kevin.
In the air and taken. Beautifully caught in the covers.
That's a sharp catch at extra covers. Look at that. He bowled right there and was just placed with hard hands and a good low dying catch on the ball. Picked up by the fielder who's at short covers there. Excellent take. Leaning forward to complete the catch and gets hold of Rijan Dhakal, who goes by with the 1 wicket remaining. And 200 still remains as a doubt. They've still got 4 overs there.
Yes, this is a bit of a mini collapse again. I think they were looking quite set in the last 5 to 6 overs. And suddenly you see a couple of wickets lost in a jiffy. And Nepal struggling now to even get to the 200 mark. Unless we see some magic by Sompal Kami, who's still batting there, 31 of 32. He has been exceptional so far. So Lalit Narayan, the left-arm spinner, who was exceptional yesterday for Nepal in their bowling, has made his way to the middle. And I think it's imperative that Lalit now supports Sompal Kami, his fellow bowler from Nepal, to help them get to a respectable total and also give them something to bowl at.
Well, the amendments could have been made to the batting lineup after that middle order was gullible yesterday and even today. Would have shown more responsibility in the middle overs by the middle order.
Well, a good leave. Not something that we see in the 46th over of an innings, but the situation is demanding that today. We're back live, and Irfan bowling to Lalit. Attempted slower delivery.
Did he miss on a full toss?
Yes, I just felt that he was quite cautious there, or slightly overcautious, should I say. This definitely was a full toss.
Come on, you have to be better than that. You missing on a full toss. Oh, come on. I've got no words. It's appalling for me to see Lalit Narayan missing on a full toss there. He just had to move across. A better approach is definitely required. He needs to unclutter his mind. Now, I understand why he left there. 46 done for 176 for 9. A successful over for Irfan Sadat.
Would like to just keep it the way it is on a lighter note. Yeah, but I think the responsibility solely relies on the shoulders of Sompal Kami, who is now taking strike. And I think he would look to maximize whatever balls that he faces now from Nepal's standpoint.
I would understand that if Lalit Narayan wasn't playing just because in the similar fashion how he did not want to unwrap his new car seats. But the bat is there for a purpose for you to play.
Well, we discussed about good leaves yesterday, Abdul. Sir Courtney was what came to my mind, and Lalit Narayan Definitely. Oh, that's an interesting shot in the deep and is taken. And that's the end of Nepal's innings. Sompal cannot believe what he's done.
Had a good connection, but not good enough to clear the fielder who was at long on. Especially how he made the connection. Look at that. He was expecting the ball to go there, and he knew immediately the fielder converging, and his disappointment was surely on the display. Nepal being bundled out again at 176 with the final wicket of Sompal Kami. And it is Nepal's bowlers will have to come. Sompal Kami definitely shattered and utterly disappointed by being bundled at 176. Now it purely relies one more time for the heavy lifting on Nepal's bowlers. 177 game. Nepal hasn't crossed the mark of 200.
Yeah, that's a bit disappointing to see from Nepal's standpoint. But I just feel that there could be a bit here for Nepal to bowl with, at least in comparison with yesterday. But still, it's not good enough. They would really need to bowl well to defend 176 as well.
Let's place our bets. What do you think is going to be out of second innings? Is Nepal going to be the winner or the high performance side?
I just feel that Nepal need to relook at their strategy of introducing spin. If they introduce spin early, they might make a game out of it. But yeah, as of now, I'll probably place my bet on high performance Canada, given how we saw the game unfolded yesterday and given that the conditions are slightly better than yesterday. I just feel that today's wicket isn't that bad yet. We saw a lot of puff of dust yesterday, Abdul, but I just feel that today it's okay. It's not that bad.
Now, launch in your comments if the fans of Nepal think anything different to counter our fellow commentator Venu. So we'll be happy to see what you guys think from your standpoint. We'll be joining you shortly after innings break. We'll have 177 for Nepal to win, but for the high performance to be chased, 177. Join you in a bit. Welcome back to the second innings. High performance team makes his mark. We're up and away with Lalit Narayan opening the bowling. He did give some trouble yesterday to Samra. He'll be accompanied by Ajay Veer Singh. Nepal taking on their strength. Inviting on spin from the very first over, Lalit Narayan has been given the help of slip. The Canada high performance side has to score 177 runs. Will be the opening run for Yuvraj Samra and the high performance team. First run of the bat. So far we've seen 13 fours and a 6 in the first innings. Likes to come down the track. Ajay Veer Singh was a part of GT20 Vancouver night squad in 2024. Not get a chance to play, but surely did get an opportunity to rub his shoulders with the best. And I welcome Vinu in the comm box alongside me.
Thank you, Abdul. And interestingly, we see introduction of spin in the very first over and turn, bounce, and zip from the surface. Good to see that change being made by Nepal. Lalit Narayan. Nicely bowled once again. Ajay Veer Singh and Yuvraj Samra starting off things for Canada. End of the first over. 1 for no loss. Nepal coming up with different tactics today. Another spinner from the other end as well. Bowling to the left-handed Yuvraj Samra, taking strike. Oh, first up, turn and bounce. Yuvraj going for that expansive drive, missing the outside edge. It was a great start here for Nepal with the spin in operation. It on the onside for a single. Interesting tactics here by Nepal. We were contemplating before the break whether they'll be starting off with pace or an all-spin attack, and that's what it looks like. It's going to be spin from both ends. Dipendra Singh Airi joining Lalit Narayan. Beautifully bowled once again. The ball definitely is doing a lot for the spinners. Ajay Veer Singh looking solid. Oh, that's nicely bowled once again. He was preempting a sweep shot on that delivery and quickly realized that he had to play it with a straighter bat. Once again, zip through. Good over that by Dipendra Singh Airi. 2 overs done, 2 for no loss. The Canadian high performance team. as we see Lalit Narayan continuing from the pavilion end, bowling to Yuvraj Samra. He has a long on and a deep square leg in place. Tucked around on the leg side for a single, which brings the right-hander on strike to Lalit Narayan. We still have a deep square leg and a long on in place for in fact, a long off in place for the right-hander, which probably, I just thought the keeper was trying to call him in, but now I think long off stays where he is. Minor adjustments in field. Lalit Narayan to Ajay Veer Singh. Nicely bowled once again and nicely behind it this time. Ajay Veer Singh looking solid. Canada offered a different challenge altogether today from Nepal with an all-spin attack starting the innings. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. He missed it out completely and given out leg before. Looked pretty adjacent. Lalit Narayan coming up with the arm ball. The previous one turned across the face of the bat, but this one going straight through and hitting him on the back leg. And the umpire had no hesitation in giving it out. Great start here for Nepal. And as we predicted, the spinners definitely would bring some energy into the game. And in the third over itself, we see the first wicket falling to a well thought out plan by Lalit Narayan. So one right-hander replaces another. Ali Nadeem coming on to the wicket to give company to Yuvraj Samra, who's batting at the other end. And I must admit, these are challenging conditions, especially when you have a spinner in operation. We saw this yesterday. We saw that today as well in the middle overs. But this is something unique. We're seeing two opening bowlers in the form of spinners by Nepal, which I feel is probably the right call being made, given the conditions on hand. And Lalit Narayan making amends, who was exceptional yesterday in his spell, along with his spin bowling partner, Anil Kumar Shah. High performance Canada team, 3 for 1. Here comes Lalit bowling to Ali Nadeem. Once again, nicely bowled. A lot of energy in the field from Nepal's standpoint. You can see the close-in fielders converging in, making eye contact with the batters in the middle and trying to showcase that it's not going to be easy for them to score runs. Slightly short this time, played on the offside. Ali Nadeem, who batted well yesterday for a brief time. Lalit Narayan. Tossed up, driven straight down the ground for a single to end the over. After 3 overs, Canada high performance team 4 for the loss of 1 wicket. Yuvraj Samra and Ali Nadeem at the crease. Dipendra Singh Airi continuing from the northern end. Well, Abdul, we spoke about this during the innings break. Introduction of spin early, and that's exactly what we have seen, and it has made amends.
I left the high performance team under your wing, and they've lost a wicket as well, Venu. What's happened?
Well, in the air once again, just wide of the man, shot third man, slightly lucky out here.
A wacky stroke from Ali Nadeem. Try to cut, having no fielder there. Wide of the gully fielder. Collects a boundary. Nonetheless, 4 runs for Ali Nadeem. He'll collect it. Today, batting at a different position. Yesterday, he opened the batting with Shubham Sharma. The former misses out. Ajayveer Singh was dismissed by the leg before.
I think it's important for Ali Nadeem to also look at rotating the strike a bit. And that looks like umpire doesn't seem to be interested.
Look at that. Even Ali Nadeem was saying that, what are they appealing for? There's something suspicious about it. He moved away.
Yeah, it's hard to call or even make a judgment based on that replay. I don't think there was an edge. As we know, Bridge Kumar, he doesn't mince words. Having a stern word with the bowler and telling him exactly what he thought of that appeal.
This is very good from Nepal from the beginning. Dipendra Singh Airi to get it better. They chase the ball now. Closer to the side screen, good effort. It makes it more interesting because Dipendra Singh Airi wasn't bowling yesterday, and they're using this all-rounder to his best exposure of the game. So this means Nepal right now after 4 overs being bowled. Business right now. If Dipendra Singh Airi is bowling, it'll be about Sompal will bowl alongside his fellow left-arm bowler. It'll be Gulshan Jha as well who'll bowl. Yesterday he surprised Yuvraj Samra with that bouncer. What I really loved about him is that not being intimidated, controlling the new ball, using his right length and line.
This would be interesting. Samra against a left-arm spinner. I think Nepal would want the right-hander to come on strike to Lalit Narayan as much as possible, given how we exploited that rough outside the off stump a bit.
Given that, this will be reminding Samra of his dismissal yesterday, where he was dismissed for 44.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Once again, this one going on with the arm.
I love this. I love this. Reminds me about Gautam Gambhir setting up a leg slip for Mahendra Singh Dhoni in a T20 game in the Indian Premier League. They've got a leg slip for Yuvraj Samra. Not exactly very upfront. That's a stroke played in the air. Fielders converging. Will fall safe.
Wasn't controlled at all this time around by Yuvraj. Went high in the air, but was lucky that it fell in no man's land.
His father's heart might have been in his mouth because, excuse me, is watching the game from the ground. He's here.
It's again Lalit Narayan. Bowled it nicely, but a well-played defensive shot there by Yuvraj Samra. Looking solid.
Very unlikely of him to go after Lalit Narayan, who usually has a controlled approach. And we've seen yesterday, most of his shots were clean and he was in control of what he was doing. Try transfer Yuvraj Samra.
This time over long off.
Connects one and sends it downtown for a bit of ride.
Yes, that was a better shot to play given the field that he has. The mid-off is up in the circle, so he went for a safer option. This is good batting. Right after the boundary, played out the last delivery. Good exciting cricket on hand at the moment. A batter who's willing to take some chances and the bowler who's willing to also toss it up and see if the batter takes the bait.
Will be a good exchange between Ali Nadeem and Dipendra Singh Aire, because once he beat him and the keeper caught and they appealed all together, it'll still run in Ali Nadeem's mind. Samra looks confident that stroke after where he played a skyer. Off the back foot has penetrated the gap, and no way it's going to be stopped there till it reaches the boundary. 4 runs for Ali Nadeem and high performance team here. A good charge by the former.
It looked more like an arm ball, just went straight, and Ali Nadeem was waiting on the back foot, just like that. This time, just short of the fielder. Oh my goodness, this was almost another opportunity.
These are not the catches being dropped. Might be a chance of the match being dropped by the fielders of Nepal. Could have been a better attacking approach. The catch should have been taken. Dipendra Singh Aire giving an opportunity for the second time.
There's a lot of bounce on offer, given that it's a new ball as well. As we see another one beating the outside edge. Exciting cricket on hands at the moment. Something happening every delivery.
The energy is very different from yesterday from this Nepal side, and they're enjoying bowling spin on this track.
All right. We're looking at the 7th over now. 22 for 1. High performance Canada. Lalit Narayan coming over the wicket this time. To Yuvraj. Long on for a single. And I think now this would be an interesting contest out here, Abdul. The left arm spinner against the right hander with the ball moving away from the blade.
Ali Nadeem's hanging tight there by living on the edge, because last over from Aire was very interesting for us to see that how he was leaving the ball very close to the stumps. It won't be long till Ali Nadeem swings his arm.
Nicely bowled once again. Interesting to see first slip wearing a helmet at this stage. I'm sure he must have come in from the leg slip position, which he was standing for the left-hander.
Better start for Nepal.
That's the arm ball once again, probably slightly misdirected down the leg side, but was nevertheless quite interesting to watch.
Look at that, sliding on to his pad. Change of pace for Lalit Narayan. That works.
Good effort at short extra cover, but could not prevent the single.
I like that the fielders are up close. They've got a first slip. They tried with the leg slip. And next, what they've tried to do is that keep the short covers up to prevent that one single. So Nepal is rightly thinking that should work in their way. They're trying to put the pressure on the right-hander and the left-hander. Somewhere the wicket is around them, very close. That's why they've got that leg slip, far leg slip in position.
More of leg gully, I would say, Abdul, given how deep